Ladies and gentlemen, it is my extreme honor to introduce the next chairman of the Washington State Republican Party, Mr. Jim Walsh.
All right, well, do you want to win?
Yeah!
Are you tired
Yes!
of the arrogance of mediocrities like Jay Inslee and Bob Ferguson? Do you want to return this state to the principles and the values that have made it one of the best places to live in the best country in the world? Are you tired of Republicans and conservatives who are timid, who tell you that we have to be less, and we have to talk softly, and we have to triangulate in order to win elections in the state of Washington?
Preach it!
The right answer was yes.
Preach it!
We have an amazing opportunity before us.
Yes.
We have the chance to right the direction of the ship of state in Washington state. For 30 years, and I don't even want to call them Democrats, decadent government statists have had unchecked control of public policy in Washington. And for 30 years, they have made mistake after mistake after mistake. And it's a testament to this state that we've survived all of their failure and incompetence. They've ruined our schools, which used to be among the best in the country. They've ruined our streets. Our city, Seattle, used to be the Emerald City. It used to be one of the cleanest and nicest big cities in the country.
Yes.
And they've turned it into a garbage dump.
Yes.
They've ruined our spirit. They've made the people of this state believe they have to settle for less. They have to do less. They can't count on their own conscience and their own faith. They have to trust a broken system of government. And their approach, when faced with problems, is to make more and bigger problems. We have a better way. And this is why it is a blessing to be here in this place at this time. Because we can do better, not by being timid, not by being bashful, but by being strong and clear in foundational principles and values. And this is not judging. This is finding and valuing and polishing and building what's good. Our state's constitution, some of you are sick of me saying this, our state's constitution in many ways is superior to the federal constitution. Unless Sonny was right, the federal constitution is the highest law of the land. But so much of the language in our state constitution is excellent. And what it tells us is that the foundational values of this place include your right to privacy, your right to property, your right to self-defense with a firearm that cannot be impaired or limited in any way by the government. And the brilliance of Article 1, Section 24 of the Washington State Constitution, the analog to the Second Amendment in the federal, is that Article 1, Section 24 is actually better than the Second Amendment because it makes the point that the right to keep and bear arms are an individual right. There's no language about a well-regulated militia. The right is an individual right, and from the exercise of that individual right, a common good is created. Safe streets are created. Civil society is created. You know, it's an essential core belief of what started this state and makes the state great, that from individual rights, from individual decisions, from individual choices in life, true community emerges. Not this fake community that the partisan left in Olympia and DC want to sell you, which is not really community at all, which is top-down, centralized planning and dictates and mandates and executive orders and emergencies and the whole bag of tricks that the decadent leadership in Olympia has used to undermine the state constitution and erode your rights to live your life as you choose. We will defend your individual rights to live your life as you choose.
Yes!
We will defend your right
Amen.
to conscience, a right, a foundational right described in our state constitution, which is broader than just freedom of religion. It's broader than just right to privacy. Those are there too.
Right.
But the right to freedom of conscience means you are free to believe what you believe, and no power-grubbing governor can tell you that you can't do that. We are for the realization of each individual. We don't have to talk about dignity. We don't have to talk about governments granting dignity, because we know that dignity is inherent in every person.
Yeah!
We've got the better ideas. From this decadence and corruption in Olympia flows a property tax system that is broken. We have the ideas, we have the proposals for making our property taxes rational and not increasing by 30 or 40 or 50% in a one-year period. We have the proposals to keep our transportation budget focused on maintaining bridges and streets and making traffic flow through this state as it should and has in the past, without raising gas and diesel prices by another $1 a gallon. And you've heard it here from a number of the school board candidates. We have the proposals for empowering families to make their decisions, their choices about what form of education is best for their children.
Amen.
Their children. Children are not the property of the collective. They are not the property of the state. Children belong to themselves first, and to their parents and their families as they grow up. So we have the better policies, we have the better bills, we have the better proposals. What have we been lacking? We have been lacking clear vision and clear messaging and unifying ideas, because the power of ideas in politics and policy is that when they're good and when they're right, they bring people together. They don't drive people apart.
Like this.
We have been timid because we've been told we need to be timid to win elections. That is not true. The greatest success I've had as a state legislator from a district that used to be considered impossibly Democrat, deep blue, and is now one of the reddest districts in the state, is that if we speak to values and truth, people come to us.
Yeah. Woo!
Now, there are mechanical things we need to do. We need to focus on local organizations through the county parties, into legislative district committees, into precincts. We need to encourage precinct committee officers. We need to do the nuts and bolts of organizing ground game campaign infrastructure. Instead of trying to run a political party from on high, we need to build our state party from the ground up. And we will return our focus at the State Republican Party to the grassroots. And we will do some simple things that will make everything in elections work better.
Right.
We are moving our state convention in 2024 earlier than it's ever been into the month of April, before filing week with the Secretary of State.
Yes.
What this means is that the delegates to the state convention will nominate and endorse our candidates for federal office and statewide executive positions. Those candidates will be endorsed and nominated, and no party can tell someone not to file if they want to file to run for public office. This is America. Everyone is free to do that. But the party will make its statement in April. And rather than having candidates who have to go through bruising primaries that end in August, leaving them only 80 days to run a general election to November, our nominated and endorsed candidates will know they are in April, and they will have 6 months to raise money, do media, get their name out, their picture out, their message out, so that these better ideas that we have will not shrink and die in an 80-day general election, but have time to flower and flourish for the whole state to see.
Amen. Yes.
And the whole approach to politics and campaign infrastructure and party building, when you start with the grassroots, means you pull policy. You use the best ideas and the best organization and the best people to move topics, to move ideas, to move solutions. When you pull solutions, when you pull ideas, you pull people with you. You bring them along with the flow of your better idea, rather than pushing them apart from each other.
I know.
For too long, politics in this state and many states has been about pushing people and dividing people and putting them in silos and identifying them by identity codes. All that is over. We will approach every Washingtonian as an individual, because people are not Republicans and people are not Democrats and people are not 5s or 4s or 3s or 2s or 1s. People are people. We will not abandon any neighborhood.
Right.
We will campaign on Mercer Island. We will campaign on Queen Anne Hill. We will campaign in downtown Spokane. We will not give any quarter. We will not write off any precinct.
Yes.
Because there are good people in every corner of this state. We are going to give them something to believe in. We're going to give them something to be encouraged about. and we're going to give them a reason to cast their ballot in November of 24. And if they hesitate, we are going to collect their ballots for them.
That's right. Yeah.
We will yield no corner of the state. We will leave no ballot uncollected. The other side does it. We will do it. No more hesitation. No more equivocating. We are going to run our statewide campaigns and our federal congressional campaigns to win, and we will not leave a vote uncounted anywhere in this state.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you. Now you have to go out and go home after you've eaten and had a few drinks and had a good time here. Now it's up to you to go home to your neighborhood and tell people the truth.
Yes.
This state has had enough of decadence. It's had enough of arrogance. It's had enough of lawlessness. We demand better. We expect better. And we will be better. God bless you all.